It's common knowledge that 2020 is not like any other year in history. Coronavirus has already affected millions of lives, and the 20% unemployment rate has been the highest since the Great Depression 91 years ago. In addition to coronavirus, we have had global protests sparked by the constant fight towards social equality and freedom. In the midst of all of this, what was supposed to be one of the most brutal campaign seasons of all has been halted by the media. In just a couple of months, a presidential election is going to occur, but it has been completely overlooked due to global-wide events. These events are causing a lot of social and political change, and there is one common theme that is present in all three of these events: the impact of social media. This isn't the first time that the nation has had a global pandemic, as the Spanish flu in 1918 killed millions. However, this is the first time that mass media companies are distributing everything from facts to opinions and to guidelines on social media platforms. This also isn't the first time that there have been protests against police brutality. There were large-scale protests in 1992 and in 2014, but this is the first time that people of all ages are able to voice their opinions on social media platforms, thus fueling the movements that are happening. This is definitely not the first presidential election, but this is the first time that the president has taken such advantage over personal media accounts, such as Twitter. There's no denying that social media is affecting every major worldwide event this year, and its effects will be unprecedented. The majority of the public see social media as a disadvantage, and that it can control people's lives. They become too dependent on social media and only care about their image and the pictures that they post. Some studies have even shown that the dependence on technology has the same effect as the brain drug addiction does. This has resulted from the release of endorphins and dopamine when we are on our phones. These hormones shift the nervous system into a different mode, which can then result in mental and mood disorders. Additionally, people are believing that we are becoming too dependent on others to initiate conversations. Specifically, in a Common Sense survey in 2018, they found that 54% of the teenagers that they had asked had ignored who they were hanging out with to look on their phones. Teenagers resort to their phones when they do not want to have a conversation in person, even if they are sitting right across from their friends. Most of the time, it is to check social media or to send a Snapchat streak, because teenagers cannot control themselves once they get activated into using social media. Some use social media as a way to hide their identity and hate on others to spark their own confidence. Cyberbullying is the main disadvantage of social media, as many teenagers feel that they can bully others online, so they do not have to say it to their face. Some teenagers think that by cyberbullying, they will boost their own self-esteem while demolishing others. Because of cyberbullying and the fact that teenagers depend on positive praise from social media could increase depression rates in teenagers and cause them to have more mental health issues. The posts that teenagers create themselves can even affect their lives later due to societal repercussions their posts can face. Social media is a record that follows you, but if you use this platform for positive change, it can be extremely helpful. Although these are true, and social media has its flaws, social media is building a platform that allows ideas and facts to be spread all around the world. During the months we have spent in lockdown, social media has taken over many people's lives, and they're becoming invested into all types of social media platforms. It is becoming the main way people get their source of news and communication, taking over mass media distributors. As stated before, there's no denying that social media affects the way modern history plays out. With the detriment to social media accounted for, it has also done wonders, acting as a platform for social justice movements and allowing opinions and perspectives for a diverse range of people, thus fueling the movements for social and racial equality. Every day, teenagers are posting on social media, voicing their opinions and educating themselves on recent events. Especially with all these unprecedented events happening in history, teenagers are adapting and are learning how to use social media for the good purposes and not for the bad. For example, with all of the protests happening around the world, teenagers are using social media to educate themselves on recent events and mistakes that have happened in past history. They are expressing their opinions daily through social media, such as Instagram stories, Facebook, and other social media platforms, to try to change the past and make the future better. Even if teenagers cannot attend protests in person or events trying to change history, they are still doing their part on social media by educating themselves and posting for ways other people can help. Teenagers are becoming much more involved in modern history and are fighting to make the world a better place through the use of social media. Even though coronavirus has halted in-person interactions, teenagers are allowed to see facts and personal experiences through others on social media. People are still able to communicate with others through applications like Zoom, so work and school are still able to happen. Social media allows people, like government officials, to share responses to the increase in cases, and individuals are able to use their social media platforms to give advice, such as advocating for people to wear a mask. Since social media allows people to stay connected, people can continue their daily lives virtually. Regarding the presidential election, the current president is commenting on Twitter every single day. This is different from past elections, as many important events in history have happened from the president's tweets. No matter what you believe, both political parties can agree that it is giving a new perspective of new ideas from the president, and it is causing tensions between the Republican Party. Not only has social media affected the president for the next elections, but it has also affected teenagers. Teenagers are finding new information on social media and are sharing it with others to try to spread awareness. They are expressing their opinions daily through social media and are showing a new perspective on the election that adults would not normally do. Social media is providing this platform for teenagers to voice their opinions and mature to the degree that they can make change to modern history. Teenagers and those in their early 20s are the main group on social media, and this medium of communication is the main platform for giving teenagers a voice in political and social issues. Because teenagers are dominating social media, their opinions will be affecting the future. We have so much influence on social media, and our opinions will be heard. We can generate social change and empower others to listen to our opinions and think how they can act to make the world a better place. Before social media was popular, teenagers couldn't really share their ideas with more than just their local community. But now, teenagers can post one picture, and it can be shared with thousands of people within minutes. Every post can have a major effect, so use your platform for positive change. This is the main goal of TEDxYouth at AgouraHills, to give teenagers and students a platform to share their opinions because teenagers are normally unappreciated or their ideas are simply undervalued because of their age. Social media outlets and platforms like TEDxYouth are contributing to a growing amount of power that is being given to this teenage generation. Social media is slowly adapting to be a platform, a foundation for the youth to show ideas and perspectives, and to contribute to modern history. Thank you.